close up. These would have originally come with a 4.2 V8 and later on I think 4.7, but I think that was much later on. Oh, right, I think that's right. So now we go back down to where the police cars are. So I've now got to right. Right, so we go around here. There's a Mercedes SL. Right, we work our way along the caravans now. So there's a rebar next to another Morris Minor 1000.
Many different colours, blues, oranges, greens. This one's the green one.
Another camper, another. It's actually gratifying to know that there's a lot of Morris Minor 1000s still around. People must have looked after them. But next to that's another caravan, another branded Ariba, Volkswagen Type 2, microbus type, whatever. So this is the caravan bit, but mostly branded Ariba. There's another Sunbeam. Probably
that's great. Thank you for bringing it. So we've got a little later.
There's an airflow.
Tell us about your latest.
Right, now we see a Mazda MX-5. And there's a Vauxhall Astra van.
Very good, very good. Well, look forward to
Cut the 4 Cortinas, which is good. Jeez, 3 of them in a row. And there's a Mark II Ford Escort. There's another Ford Cortina here, probably a Mark IV. And if we look up here, we see a Wolseley, some kind. Behind it, Triumph Stag. Right, we now see if, I think the tractors have been to a display, so there's a case and there's a Ferguson behind it. Right, if we have a look here, we see a Dodge Ram and Airstream caravan. Yeah, so there's an Airstream caravan. If we move around here a minute, I'm going to go to the tractors now. Right, Right, we see a couple of Massey Ferguson 35. Well, one's a 25. The other one's a 35, I think. Let's have a double look. We see a Massey Ferguson 25 here. If we look round here, we see a Ferguson FE35. So that's a Ferguson 35. So Massey Ferguson 35 might have evolved from that, because there's a, okay, that might be a 35 as well. There's a 3085 behind it and a 3095 Massey Ferguson behind it, but the way they've arranged it, it's very hard to get to. Let's have a look. There's a 65. There's a 6290 behind there. And there's 35 or 25. There's a 65. Next to that is a Massey Ferguson 135. I'm actually quite familiar with these, as I've driven one before. And there's a Ferguson that's not painted battleship grey. What's up with that? Looks nice in that though. Alright, so see a Fordson Super Major on a trailer, and in front of it looks to be a Super Major D6, so it's a 6-cylinder diesel. And here we see a Massey Ferguson 35. And over there's a Fordson Major. Nice caravan, might get one. So there's a Fordson Power Major, and there's a Fordson Major diesel next to it. So if we go along a bit, yeah, Fordson Major diesel, another Power Major, Fordson Model N. Next to a McCormick International B250 in green. There's an Iseki 2160 tractor there. That looks to be a Massey Ferguson 35. No, it's a Ferguson 35, or it could be a TEF20. Oh, what's that? Don't know what that is. Massey Ferguson 148, and going past me is a Massey Ferguson. I keep saying it. It's a Ferguson, probably TEF20, maybe. There's a Fordson Major, quite a young, quite an early generation. David Brown 1212. Fordson Major. Oh my god, check this rig out. There's a Fordson Super Major. Looks like I have to ask about that. That's a diesel V8 by the looks of things. Don't know what that one is. Fordson Dexter. I've seen one or two of these near me before. Some sort of dump truck. It says it's a lister. So if we look round here, you see a Westwood. Yeah. Saw point that. What is that one? That's a Ford New Holland. Yeah, Ford, some sort. Massey Ferguson 135 again. There's a Fordson Major over there. There's a Ferguson TF20, I suppose, or could be a 35. There's a Leyland, another Fordson. I think that could be a Dexter. I think it's a Dexter. N71. Who makes those? Another Ferguson TF20, or probably a 30 TF20, I think. The Fordson Power Major. We go over here. A lot of these tractors are still in use, you know, every day. Yeah. Some are for display, but some are in use every day. Just longevity of these. So this is a TF20, I think, Ferguson. Another Ferguson, a couple more Fergusons, TF20s, I think. That's a Farmall Cub. There's Alice Chalmers, and if we go around here, we see a Wheel Horse B145. There's a Massey Ferguson Farmhand, no, Massey Ferguson, some sort. I don't know what that is. Here's a Minneapolis Moline, Fordson Power Major next to it. Wait a minute.
Hello, mate.
Alright. And this one's been turbocharged. I wonder what horsepower that's putting out with turbo on it. Because to me, every time you turbocharge something, you're going for more power. That's what you're doing. There's a Ford 333. Not in blue. That's weird. There's a Fordson Super Major. Oh, there's that dump truck again. David Brown 995. Next to a Nuffield 1060. Oh, a couple more tractors just turned up, and that looks to be a Fordson N. Behind that's a Massey Ferguson 35, I think. Another Fordson Major diesel with a cab this time. So that's a Fordson Major diesel with a cab on. Keeps the rain out, I suppose. We go over here. That's the 1212. I've already seen that one. Next to that's a Fordson Major. We go over here. There's another Ford. It says Ford on it. I need to look into this one a bit more, because this one's it says Ford on it, and it's got Ferguson system, so it could be looks a little bit like a Ferguson TEF20, and it's got a Ford badge on it. So it might have been that time that Ford and Ferguson were together working on tractor type stuff, and then they had this massive falling out because of copyright infringement or something, and there's a really big fallout they had. This is another Fordson Major. I think I've seen this one already, next to another Fordson Major, but you see the difference between the generations. This is if we take a view from here, notice the difference between the two generations. The one to the right is a later one. If we go along here, we see another Ferguson. This time, very fetching grungy colour. And there's a Ferguson 30, Massey Ferguson 35. So this would have been the Ferguson. Then they stuck it under Massey. Right, I'm gonna close down a minute, save a bit of battery, and go to the next display.